Hello, Reformation Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Ogre Battle for the Super Nintendo with me, BlueAnkylo. March of the Black Queen. Enunciate, please. So, what was I going to say today? First off, I'm going to turn my mic down just a little bit. Sorry for the crack. Hopefully that's a little bit lower. Just thought it was looking a little loud on the meter. So, what I'm going to do today, I actually took a fairly long break, a few days off in between episodes, because I knew that today was the day that I'm going to rechange some stuff. Well, we'll finish this battle first, but I finally need to go through and rearrange my units, or maybe I will talk about it and then we'll do it in between episodes or something like that. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we have cleared the map of all enemy opponents. Which means if I want to make the most money, the easiest way I think to do that is to summon everyone back to me, which is one of the reasons I like to leave me back at home base. And then we can basically just undeploy everyone. That way we don't have to pay their upkeep, seeing as there's really no use for them. We'll talk about the units and stuff at the end. I may be taking suggestions. If you make it to the end of the episode, we'll talk about it. But first, we need to figure out about this Saradin and the statues and the Bell of Light and all that kind of stuff first. So let me quickly... I deployed a lot of people still. I'll probably just redeploy our cheapest flying unit, which is probably our daytime flyer. And then we'll use that to liberate and stuff, which will be faster. And we'll just speed through the returning here. Alright, everyone should be back. That means... well, we're not making a ton of money just yet, but as soon as we liberate all the stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna send my hero... actually, I don't remember. Did we liberate this one? I'll send my guy out this way, but we can check. We have definitely liberated that temple. Okay. I don't actually remember 100% the order of visiting some of these areas. There's obviously some stuff we need to do, though. I'll send my guy... let's send him up to, like, this temple in the middle. Seems like that might be an important one. And then I'll send a flyer off... who is the guy, right? Yeah. 5,000 isn't cheap. I think the princesses are pretty expensive. A lot of the times, griffins are quite cheap to deploy, so they make cheap... actually, the cheapest flying unit would probably be, like, a single eagle man or something. And they would just zip right around the map. Well, almost as fast as a griffin, and they'd cost very little. In fact, you could just leave a level 2. If you could get a high alignment level 2... well, maybe like level... whatever the lowest level you can get an Eagle Man is. Or maybe just don't use Canopus and leave him at minimum level. And then just use him as your high alignment, cheap Liberator. You could probably do the same thing with like a Griffin and a Cleric. If you just left them at really low levels. And then you could deploy them for like 1,000 Goth and fly around, and as long as their alignment was reasonable at this point in the game, you wouldn't lose any, and you could clear the map pretty quickly with a couple of those if you're into that sort of thing. We're not going to do that, but I figured I'd mention it. You would miss out on the possible stat gains from liberating cities, which I think is worth. I mean, you could just never pull a card, but they're pretty good. We're definitely keeping Emperors. They're one of the best cards. So the city of Calio lies about halfway between here and the city of Shikani. So I guess that's just telling you about a secret city that I'm sure we would never have found. I assume Shikani is like this guy. Yeah, Shikan at least. I think they were saying like this one over here used to be like the capital of the area. But then there was like a war or something, and you know. Speed this up a bit. It's a big map. The Walled City Calio. Now that, I recognize that name, so I'm going to bet that this is relatively important. What do we get? We get a liberation. The people cheer. And we'll definitely pull a card. Lovers, well, if we needed more reputation, there it is. I don't think we really need the active effect, so we'll just toss it. It's said that there is a fabulous treasure in the vault of this town. If you're a true hero, Blue, I'm sure that you'll get to see it. This is probably where I should have sent myself. Oops, wrong button. So we'll keep liberating with the guy, but I have a feeling I'm the true hero that needs to visit that town. And I should have gone that way myself. I should have known. Unless, well, okay, it's possible. It is also possible that they're referencing another item that we'll need to come back to sometime in the future. Not, like, we might not be able to do that just yet. We'll see. Speed through some of this a little bit. Justice, a little bit of HP. I think it's a reasonable attack card. And an item, the Notos. That's... I may have already found one, but I think that's like the... It's supposed to be an icy Sword of the Winds, or Sword of the North, or something like that. The City of Callio, yeah, we know that. Let me just double check that sword, because I think that's a good one. So, the Notos Blade... Plus 15 strength. I think anything, you know, above plus 10 at strength is pretty good. So, plus 15 is pretty awesome. And I bet you it's got an element. I wonder if we've already had one like that or not. I know we've been picking up some pretty good rare weapons. Rare sounding weapons, anyway. So, that's cool. Speed this up a bit. I suppose I should be looking for treasure. I've got a map on the side where I can find the buried treasure quickly. And Magician, sure. A little bit of intelligence, fire attack if we use it. Whatever, no big deal. Rashidi's apprentice, Albeleo. I think it's supposed to be Albedo. Like they're missing a letter there. Albeleo sounds pretty cool though. Is ruler here. I've heard that Albeleo is a wizard who is over 100 years old, but he looks like a teenager at worst. Magic. Oh, this is also our shop, by the way. What was this? What did this one do? Oops. No. Sends one unit. Okay, so it's like a summons, but individually. I want to make sure I've got a few of these, and I've got the money to buy a little stack, so there you go. What I really want to do is buy some more boots and some, the summons. Those seem to be the most useful. For just, you know, speeding people between cities quickly. Alright, Ayakcho. And the people rejoice. And if they were unhappy with me, they'd be happier with me after that. Did you see the statue at the entrance to our town? It's a statue of Saradin, yeah. Ours is the real one, the others are just replicas. Yeah, well, maybe. I think that's what pretty much everyone will say, actually. Kolopun. Justice. I forgot. I've already got too many cards. I would say that my strategy of killing all the enemy units and then liberating is probably the smartest one. It's difficult to hold all these cities if there's enemy units on the map. Saradin tried to resist Rashidi's black magic, but was killed instead. Even after his death, his spirit has remained with us, and he has helped to keep hope alive. Thanks to Saradin's teachings, we are able to remain hopeful for the future, even under the Empire's rule. I guess Saradin must be a pretty nice guy by the sounds of it. Am I almost at that city? Getting there. There's a couple more left to liberate. Chinchillada? Chinchilla. And, maybe I should just stop drawing cards. I can't hold anymore. And you do get bad ones like that, which lower your stats sometimes. I think on average you get beneficial cards more than negative, though. Yeah, so Statue of Saradin, sculpted by Balkus. We talked to Balkus's apprentice. He tipped us off that one of them was real and was actually Saradin turned to stone. The reason we're doing all of this is we might want to have Saradin confront his disciple or whatever. Ooh! Boo boo, death card. I have a feeling it has a chance to instant kill enemies, but it'll probably never work in practice. The fire shield, I'm sure that'll be very useful. I saw the statue. It's certainly a beautiful piece of work. Almost seems like it's about to move, or take a breath. I wonder if that's the real statue. There's some buried treasure up here. There's only one city left, so we'll go for it first. We'll do a city hunt later. Did I miss my city? I managed to not actually land in the city. I'm just sitting on the walls of the city, but I didn't go into it. No? Did I need to liberate the city personally? No. No, they wouldn't do like that, would they? I just need to visit the right city. And have, you know, good reputation and whatever. 1 KO. I'll be kind of upset if I had to personally liberate the city that gives me the thing. To free the petrified wizard, it's nice how everybody knows about this. You need the Bell of Light. I think that is kept in the city of Calio. They never let it out of their sight, but if you're a true hero, they may give it to you. Does that mean I had... No way. Because that was Calio, I just visited it. Well, I'm kind of angry now. I'll try one more time, but... Like, I'm sure we could finish this map and come back, but that seems dumb. Okay, maybe you just had to hear that officially, because I'm sure I've clicked into this town. Oh, whatever. Maybe you have to hear about the Bell of Light from that one place first, and then you come here. Sure. So, you have the Star of Heroes. That was one of those items we picked up early on in the game. This is proof enough that you are a true hero. We shall give you this Bell of Light. Using this should restore stone back to flesh. You are the only one who can stop the Mage Rashidi. Good luck! And we got the magic bell. Alright. I knew that was an important city. And I think they did tip us off that this is probably the right temple. All of the statues look realistic, but only one of them looks like it's about to breathe. So while I'm working on that, I'll have Guy find some treasure for us. A thunder hat. I'm sure that's very useful. And we totally won't just start selling all the lousy armor we're getting. Now, I probably don't need a map for you guys to see that this might be a treasure area or of some sort. We'll just speed through all this. I'm going to make a fair bit of money while we're doing this too, which is nice. A Chaos Gate. Ooh. There's multiple Chaos Gates to the same floating islands, though. You don't need to find every single one. There is another treasure. Oh man, it's like way over there. Probably. Oh, I didn't even liberate that city. Man, I'm a slacker. Yeah, okay, there's treasure and a city that I didn't liberate, so I've been missing out on money. I could have been making another 9,600 bucks every day. I've done this mission all sort of out of order because I took a break and came back, you know, a couple days later, and just out of order is all. I know there hasn't been a lot of exciting combat, but we'll fight the boss soon enough. Alright, the self-ruled city of Wallace. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get something for our troubles. Chariot is good. That makes up for the -1 strength, actually. I always thought this was a good attack card, but I believe it's physical damage, so it's not a big deal. No one's really weak to that. Well, mages, but it's not like an element. The teachings of Saradin are essentially this. People who are to be respected, regardless of position or class. This should always be remembered. All people also have a responsibility to put into action their abilities and talents. We of Danuve will always follow these teachings, regardless of the Empire. Unless they kill you all, and then you won't. It sounds like Saradin's a pretty nice guy, maybe a bit of an idealist or something, but he's a good guy. And a power shield. Well, you've got like 3 terrible shield hat things so far. There's buried treasure, like here, maybe? There's 2 left. Hey, you see a statue. Well, let's just save it just in case. I don't think you can mess it up, but... just in case. There we go. Saradin can move for the first time in 20 years. My name is Saradin, the wizard Saradin. On the day that Rashidi destroyed Zenobia, I was turned to stone by the apprentice Albeleo. Because I made my master Rashidi angry. Because I tried to stop his quest for black magic. I must stop my master and the other apprentices. I have a responsibility to. Can I please ask you to let me join you? Well, with a voice like that, I couldn't refuse. To the death. Oh, do we have a... I wonder if I have an item that will kill him. Maybe. I think that's the one for sorceresses to turn into witches. Or whatever it's called. Banshees turn into sorceresses. I need the staff item to sort of kill him. Anyway, let's have a look at his unit. As a relatively late joining hero, we can almost expect him to be amazing. Yeah, that's a pretty ridiculous intelligence stat. He's already a mage, which means if I do get another undead staff, which I know we can at least get 1 or 2, like, guaranteed from trades and stuff in the game, he will make probably the best lich in the game. I don't think we get any other better mages later on. So if you look at his stats here, level 15, 158, compared to even a lich, yeah, 50%, you know, plus 50 more intelligence than Phantom. What about, like, Warren? He was an old-time, like, hero unit from the beginning. You know, still considerably better, even with 2 more levels up on Warren. So, I'm not sure just yet if I should just ditch one of our previous... I mean, these are named mages. It'd be pretty hard to just kill them outright. But, I could conceivably replace, like, one of these ninjas or something. And put him in one of the evil units, and he will be just fine there, helping them out. Just to sort of balance the teams out a bit better. We'll talk about that at the end of the episode. What I do need to do... I am not keeping his golems. I've already got a couple, and to be fair, I'm probably going to end up rearranging them anyway. What we're going to do here... I need to give him a unit to fight the boss, basically. It doesn't really matter who, other than it can't be someone who's already deployed. Because I'm going to rearrange a bunch of stuff. Kids level 13. I forget, like, if one of these is a lower level. I wouldn't mind them getting the XP, but I'll just put him in this unit for now. I'll rearrange this later with Rat and all you guys. Don't worry. Well, I say that. Here, let's put him in this one. Maybe. What, I don't know what I want to do, guys. I'm torn. Oops. Sometimes there's a little bit of input delay when I'm moving around the menus. Camilla should be better than Warren just for her double magic attack. Well, let's just pull Warren out for now. That way I'm not worried about losing, like, a named YouTuber here. Can I not? Yeah. There is a bit of input delay, like if you're holding right and you click, it doesn't go immediately. Alright, and then we just gotta make sure we deploy... Well, I'll change the leader so I know who it is. This is still Vanilla's unit, sort of, but I'm gonna let Saradin... Because, basically, Saradin's gotta fight the final boss of this area, so... It is... We'll send him up here. And I think we've still got a little bit of treasure to find, and then we'll be ready. We'll be done. It's kind of a long episode, a long mission. Like, there's a lot of messing around here to do to find Saradin, and you should probably fight the boss with Saradin. It's appropriate. You could do it afterwards, but it wouldn't be as amazing. You find a battle axe. Okay, we'll get one more piece of treasure, and then I'll show you guys the loot we've been gathering up. I know there's one on this stupid island. I don't even have to look at the map. I remember flying around these rocks many a time trying to find it. So, we'll get that. Probably one more day of pay. Hopefully we're not losing reputation too badly here by, you know, letting the days tick by. It should just be 1 reputation per day, and you can get like 2 or 3 back per liberation as long as you've got good high alignment. An iron bracelet. Probably terrible. Alright, and how's our mage doing? Oh, he's still got ways to go. So, just quickly to show these off, because I like to see if they're any good. We've got some new loot. So the sword was good. The shield is... Well, it actually has reasonable stats, but I generally don't consider those good stats. I mean, I could throw that on to, like, one of our wild men, beast men, master guys, whatever they're called these days. Because they seem to be quite weak to fire, but I don't know for sure the weakest element of each class. Battle Dagger. Wow, that's looks like a staff, but is it considered a dagger? It's probably really a staff, and there's just a translation error. Thunder Helmet looks pretty bad. Power Shield gives a lot of physical defense and then elemental weakness, I guess. Assuming those aren't lies. You know. Iron Gloves are possibly the worst item in the game. Oh well. Like I said, if you really want to cheese it, save and load every time you pick up an item and you'll eventually get something useful, rather than just picking up a bunch of trash like that. I mean, armor that you'll literally never use, you'll just sell. I think I can sell that in between episodes if I want. See if it's worth anything. But I mean, +2 physical defense when you can only equip one item is just, it's not going to do anything. Well, he's very, very slowly swimming across the lake. Come on, Saradin. It's the rock golem. He doesn't know how to swim. Now, I would expect... Yeah, these guys probably fight pretty good during the night. On the other hand, well, Saradin's any day. Definitely nighttime, definitely nighttime, definitely daytime. I don't know what I was thinking, getting my rock golems high alignment and then putting them with mages with low alignment. That's not very smart. I guess I'll fight them in dawn so that Saradin's at full strength and everyone else is kind of neutral. No big pros or cons, just sort of fair, I guess. Just a second, guys. Okay, that should be about pretty neutral ground. Saradin will be fine, and no one will be fighting terribly. The enemy will be okay, we'll be okay. I'll just have to do. Assuming I ever run into him here. Okay. Finally met with the enemy. Hello, Albeleo. Well now, if it isn't Saradin, I knew we'd meet again. So, you've reincarnated again, you arrogant old fool. Speak like that and you'll make your master angry. Wake up and admit the power of the dark. You, above all, could master it. To what end? What's to be had on the fringes of magic? Ultimate power! We can surpass the gods themselves! But for that, you will destroy the people, destroy the earth. I am now immortal. No one can stop me. Wrong. You will follow me into eternal sleep. I'm trying some voices. It's pretty good. Alright, so this is our first promoted enchanter-y type boss. I definitely want to use some magic here to speed this up. Let's go... Well, World might be good because it would defend us from his attacks. Let's see how Ice does. Ice magic, go! Saradin's the leader with a ridiculously high intelligence, so yeah, pretty good. So he uses acid. He's going to be able to kill our rock golem if he gets 2 attacks, and I'm pretty sure he gets 2 attacks. I wanted to make sure their rock golem was dead. Oh, he's dead. I don't know what I'm worried about. I probably didn't even need to use a tarot card. The Lich and Saradin would have just destroyed him. Alright. Yeah, Saradin would make an amazing Lich in the vanilla game with 3 magic attacks and his ridiculously high stats. That would be pretty good. Throw him in with a princess unit, he'd get 4 magic attacks. Oh man, that'd be too much. Anyway, we win, and we still actually beat it before, like, the par time. So, like, I think I've mentioned before, but if you see that go down to 0, that's a hint that you spent too long on that map. So that didn't happen. I think today I'll quickly go back and revisit the cities just to see what extra information we got. Even though we found a Chaos Gate, no new Sky Islands unlocked. So I don't know which one, that Chaos Gate we found in there, I don't know which one it was for, but it was a duplicate for either Organo or Muspelm, which we found on previous maps. The good news is we'll definitely be doing one of the Sky Islands next episode. But let's go back to Balmorian Ruins quickly and just see if there's anything interesting here. Sometimes there's side quests. There are also, like, high reputation side quests and low reputation side quests. So we're not going to be able to see all of them on this playthrough. It's just Well, it's impossible. There's no real way to get them all at the same on the same run. We were able to get Deneb, who's like a low alignment character, on a high alignment run, but I also like there's one more character we just simply can't get because he's a low alignment character that I'm not going to worry about recruiting. We've already, well, no, I think I recruited like 2 of these in the previous battle, so I don't need any more for sure. If we kill him, we'll get a little bit of experience, which is fine. Looks like he's probably dead. That is one of the ways you can farm XP if you really need to. Alright, you're the only one who can stop the mage machine. You're the only one who can stop forest fires. Prevent forest fires, I guess. Only you can stop them. That would have been a good saying. Kids, go outside and try to stop the fire. Thanks to you, we may be able to rebuild the Kingdom of Denuve. Alright. And fly over these mountains. Maybe I should have deployed another flyer just to save some time. Oh well. As long as I hold down the skip frames button, it shouldn't take us too long. It is said that each of the 12 mages who fought with the 3 High Knights carried a magical gemstone as proof of their power. If you want to know more, find the wizard Gizolfi in the town of Aliabard in the Dalmud Desert. Ah, that's very important! That is something that you might want to know about if you want to get the best ending. So, we'll keep that in mind. There's actually more to it than that. It's a fairly complicated side quest just to get the best ending. Alright, yeah. I know where Cao Yao is. Cao Yao. Head up to the middle with our flyer. Handle the western side. Okay, this guy has a portrait. He must be important. It isn't much, but please let me give you this platinum medal. I'm pretty sure the only use for that is to sell it. A symbol of rank. I could be wrong, and I don't need the money, but if it sells for like 50 grand, that's what it's for. Yeah, that's almost certainly all it's for. There's things like gold nuggets and platinum medals. They're just for money. I'm just gonna check, like... Yeah, 100 goth. That's pathetic. I'm gonna get rid of that, at least. Nah, I don't know. That just looks terrible. Trade 1 resistance for another. That, at least it gives you strength, but it seems pretty bad. I'm not gonna sell everything, but like, you know, a broken sword, plus 4 strength. Okay, we're getting rid of the bugle. 155 goth. So mostly just a joke, and we're getting rid of this. 260, yeah. Alright, I'm not going to do all of them right now, but, I mean, just a little bit of inventory cleaning up is all. Alright, we'll head up this way with me. Continue our speeding along. So, we'll start talking right now because we're basically at the end here. And there's probably not going to be too much more information stuff. But I want to decide what I want to do with my overall party management for our army. So it really was Albeleo. Well, the enemy... Oh, the kid, right, because he kept resurrecting himself or whatever he's doing. Powerful mages really can reincarnate. That's the word. Apparently. He seems pretty dead, though, now. But yeah, like, we've definitely tried out... I wanted to use all the... At least one unit or of each type, basically. I kind of... You know, I explained that earlier on in the series, how my goal was to keep around, you know, some hellhounds, some dragons, all the various things. But, definitely there's some party compositions that are... Well, I knew it ahead of time, but some are just so much worse than others. I can't effectively... I thought I would be able to at least use them, but even though I knew, like, the 1 princess, 2 paladins, 2 liches is the best party, period, basically. I thought at least with the ROM patch and some finagling, you know, we'd be okay. But, you know, the 2 dog, 1 beastmaster unit, which is basically something like the manual suggests, like that's not something I made up. it's just not good enough, even with the extra +1 attack that that the mod gives them. Did you hear? The body of Albeleo has disappeared. We should have burned it. Anyway, I'm sure he'll be back one day in another game. Possibly one of the sequels. Yeah, I did hear, actually. I think that's all the cities. I'm going up there. I don't think we'll get any custom dialogue if I visit the enemy base, even though that's tradition. I saw a unit flying towards the mountains to the east. The mountains are called the Land of Imprisonment. I wonder if they found a Chaos Gate there. Now, that's not the Chaos Gate here. I didn't see any reference to that one. I mean, it is east. I don't think that's what they mean, though. Maybe they did. Let me have a look at the big map. It must have just gone off on its own. Kind of scary. Have a look at the big world map. See what I see here. I guess there's not. I don't think there's anything east. The Land of Imprisonment is something that they call one of the. I'm sure it's what they call one of the areas, like where you get some angels. I think it's like Antalya, actually. But we'll figure it out as we get further along. I mean, the Sky Islands, I don't think they're considered lands of imprisonment, and I don't think there's going to be one to the east on the map. So maybe it was just a mistranslation between two different events for cities, and there was a Chaos Gate to vaguely the east of that city, so that was your hint, I suppose. Anyway, like I was trying to get around to saying, units like this just aren't effective. I know they're underleveled now, which makes it worse. The reason they're underleveled, of course, is that they haven't been able to kill stuff and get experience to level up. So I'm not going to be making any three character units with 2 larges. It's just not going to work. I used to try stuff like 2 octopi and a healer, and that's okay, but this one will be much better with a princess to make up for it. 6 attacks is ridiculous. And still, this is almost... It's just a fan service unit almost more than anything. I don't think water units are very good, actually, as it turns out. But, Aisha will be amazing, and I do have Sandy and the healing guy. So, this is like 3 named characters with 1 large. It should be good enough. I wasn't terribly impressed with the golems. I was really hoping that in the patch these would be better. But they suffer from the same problem. They get low HP growth and very weak to magic. So eventually you're just going to run into somebody that's got a fire attack. And there's lots of enemies that have fire, ice, multi-magic attacks. And they're just going to one-shot or two-shot your golem. And there's nothing you can really do to stop them. They're good physical defenders if you know you're fighting enemy units that only do physical. But that doesn't happen very much. I mean, is there a single unit that I have that doesn't use magic? Well, yeah, these guys. But once these guys promoted, well, even if I wanted to now, like if I was up against a golem, I could just move them into the back row and they'd get 2 fire attacks, for instance. It's the same thing with the dragons. If I needed to use magic, I could just move them to the back row. They've got a pretty good intelligence. I would say of the large units, the dragons seem to be the closest to strong enough, and I'm going to keep trying them. This unit I might keep using. Or I might just switch to 1 dragon in the front, or back, wherever I feel like putting them, with 3 small units. Maybe a Dragoner still leading it, but I might throw in like a Cleric to heal, so they're a little bit more self-sufficient, and something else, some other small unit to help out. So I'm kind of thinking I want to try to keep the dragons around if I can. 1 of each element if possible, but not in the current format. And I want to keep... Well, I mean, the Ice Giants aren't bad either. They seem quite strong. At least they get lots of HP, unlike the Golems. Like, this is double the HP. So I think I'll keep this unit, kind of like the Octopi, with a Princess running it, another healer, and some other damage dealer. Then eventually this will be the group damage dealer. I think this unit will be okay, kind of like the Kraken unit. So I'm probably going to leave Badam and Aisha's, specifically because they have princesses. Similarly, like, Guy's is pretty good because of the princess, and I like having the flying ability here, specifically. But, the dragons I'm going to change around a bit. The dogs I might just end up axing entirely. I'm sorry, guys. They don't seem good enough. I need to change this unit around as well. I need like an AoE, and I think Hawkman, you're just gonna get benched. I'm sorry, but I don't think flying units. I don't think the Birdmen are very good classes. Kind of like the Hellhounds. Canopus is a hero, so that's helping him out, and he does have a princess leading the team, so this keeps him a little bit more up to date. But like, compare Canopus in this back row spot to... Maybe I should have left him in the front row, to be honest, actually. Well, his strength is lower than his intelligence, so he's meant to use thunder more than the physical. But his spot could be occupied by a Dull Mage, which will eventually get... Well, right now it has 2 acid AoEs. I think it'll eventually get 3. Ah, right, it's 1 normally, the princess makes it 2. These guys will promote up and they'll get 2 acid attacks from the back row to the whole enemy group. Or I could have replaced him with a Muse, the Valkyries will eventually promote, and they'll get 2 AoEs from Thunder. I think all of those are better options than Thunder. But because that gives us 1 low sky unit, and there's a princess running it, I think I'll keep him. Again, like, it's okay. But, yeah, I guess I'm not going to rearrange as much as I'd thought. But I'm going to take a couple days off probably again. So if you guys have some suggestions, feel free to let me know. I'm probably going to change these up as well. I don't like... So the rock golems are gone. The dogs are gone. The dragons are going to get single groups. And I'm going to try to have 1 of each alignment. I think I've got a couple, like, low alignment black units. So I'll maybe give Saradin his own black, like a black dragon. That might be pretty good, actually. Maybe I'll just put Saradin with 2 black dragons. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. And again, I don't think this is a terribly good unit either, but it'll do because there's a princess in it. And I do want to show off, you know, the angels. The only unit we don't have any of right now, as far as I can tell, are the fairies. And they're terrible, so I'm just never going to use them. I could have recruited some by now. I might mix up the evil nighttime units again, because I might have too many. Anyway, I feel like I'm kind of rambling now. If you have some suggestions for, or recommended thoughts on it, let me know, and I will consider changing stuff around as you suggest. The upgrades for the princesses, or, sorry, the sorceresses are lies. Don't pay attention to that. No one else is ready, really. Alright. So that's the end of the episode. Like I said, I'm going to do some changes, and if you guys have some input, I'll give you a couple days before the next episode, so you can, we can talk about it in the comments. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed, and have a great day. Make sure I say it.